Today we are interviewing Carlton Schmitt, and tells me he lived in Kaukauna his whole life, and he is going to be 89 next month in August.
Yeah.
And he lives at 1521 Hillcrest Drive, and he's one of our town's biggest historian. Remembers a lot of the descendants of the older people that came to Kaukauna.
1512 Hillcrest.
1512 Hillcrest, I'm sorry. Yeah. So we'll be interviewing Carlton today. He's a load of knowledge for Kaukauna.
Just a small water outlet went through here. And here was Meade Richardson's picture studio. And next door was Dr. Nolan's office. And across the road was Wren. He had the coal yard. Next door to him was a pickle factory.
Who owned that?
And then the canal. Well, they were open this summer. We used to go there and pump salt brine from one tap to the other when we were kids.
It's one of your many jobs you had?
Yeah. That was about 6 years old. We'd pump for about 2 hours, and then you'd give us a half a dozen big cucumbers. And there was nothing in the morning to go down there and pump brine. You'd have to fish some rats out of the vats.
Sure. And what were some of your other earlier jobs?
Oh, I picked up junk when I was 7, and then when I was 12, I had a wrecking yard over on 9th Street. And then when I was 15, I had a garage over on Wisconsin Avenue. Dustman moved to the south side after Phillips and Hennis died, and then he was in there and I was in there. That was the time when garage went on strike because they weren't getting enough money.
How much money do you think they were getting?
Well, they came up by me and they were going to picket. I worked for Gurney for about 6 months. He had a garage down on Wisconsin Avenue, and his mechanic worked for me. And I said, "Why are you picketing me?" Well, he said, "You got to pay $2 an hour." I said, "I'm paying him $2.25 an hour." So they didn't picket me, and I had a lot of business. And then I had a guy by the name of Art Busher. He'd come and work part-time yet. And then I did various jobs after that. And then I worked in the foundry for a while, and I worked for Ultra Hogan Construction from 42 and 43, and then in 44 I started up a second-hand store on Dodge Street, and then in 57 I moved to the north side, and then I remodeled the building. Mel Roth was in there with his printing office. I bought that building and I built the new store onto it. And then in 69, I built that new one between Kaukauna and Little Chute. And I was in there, and then in 1975, I sold out. Yeah. I built that in 69, and I built Whitley's Cedar Cellar in 71.
Really? You're a busy guy. And I think you had told me one time you worked for a while at Combined Lots Paper Company.
Yeah, I
also.
worked there for a year and a half, and I had to work in the foundry during the war. But this, like Sam at Milwaukee, and he sent me home. But then I got a job in the foundry. And then from there I worked at Patton's.
Okay.
It used to be Patton's Mill. A different outfit took it over, and I worked there for about 6 months.
Was that in Kaukauna too?
Yeah.
Patton's?
Still only uses it for a warehouse, you know. It had a fire, part of it burned down.
Okay. Well, I know you
And after that, then I did what I felt like doing. I tore down a lot of houses. Well, even when I had my store, I tear down buildings, and in later years I started tearing them down, and I built a lot of houses.
Did you build your own?
I built my own store, I built buildings, and built the house down on Canal Street. And I plotted that land on the Hillcrest Drive and built 5 of them houses.
And you remember a lot of prominent people from Kaukauna, and so we'll probably get some of those stories as we.
I knew a lot of the prominent ones, and a lot that wasn't.
Weren't prominent, huh? Both sides of town, right? The coin.
Yeah, and that was the police station down there. There was the Opera House, and next to where the high school is, and the big Legion building there. And then on the corner was Lubbock's Tavern,
Okay.
and across the road was another tavern, and that was all houses. They were moved in to make the playgrounds, and the high school was up bigger.
Okay.
And across the road from there was used to be the post office, and then it went. McCuskey had his coal yard there, and across the road to the right of it, Golden had a junkyard there. But just with his yard, his office stuff was over on Dodge and Crooks Avenue. The corner we had, we bought junk and hides and stuff. In the same block, there was a big 2-story building. There was the Golden's dry goods and stuff. They were on College Avenue in Appleton, and they sold that place at Appleton and added money to it and buy it in Kaukauna, because Kaukauna was a booming town.
It was in its day, wasn't it?
Yeah. Then across the road from there was Blair's Butcher Shop and Nagan's dry goods store. Mrs. Nagan, she died, and then Olive run it. Anna Nagan was the first owner. Said if you spell her name backward, her first and last name, you got the same thing. And then Nagan, then they finally went out, Blair went on the butcher shop.
Was that the same layer that had the Lair's edition, or?
Yeah, and so I was her father had it.
Okay.
And then the younger ones worked there.
And how far did Kaukauna extend when it was?
Well, we just went, it was so broke up. Like the north side, that was North Kaukauna. And then we go across Double O. That was always called, where we lived, that basically went across the marsh. Down there, that was Little Manitowoc.
Oh.
And up toward, from the park, up around there, that was Dogtown.
Okay.
And then from Nagan's store up the hill, that was called Conductor Hill, or Swell Hill.
Swell.
And then there was Tanner's Edition. You know,